Welcome to the Capricorn New Moon Sound Journey and Cosmic Wisdom Transmission. Just as we start here, just to make sure all the tech is really good, if anyone could just write in the chat if they can hear me clearly and there's some subtle ambient music in the background. Chat is alive. Okay, great, thank you. All right, so we have good sound, most excellent. All right, so greetings to everyone who's joining me here on this blessed new moon night. It was also the new moon night yesterday, so it's overlapping into today. And I'm coming to you from what I call my Druid Den in Costa Rica. And the sun is setting. I can see outside of my windows there's a beautiful golden aura in the sky. And it's been a really warm day here in Costa Rica. I'm sure people are coming here from many different areas. I hail originally from Canada, where I'm sure it's very wintry and dark and cold, which is also blessed. So, the program for tonight is I'm going to riff on some cosmic wisdom that has been coming through to attune you to this new moon in Capricorn portal. And then after we've kind of set the stage intellectually and philosophically, we will enter into a mini sound journey where I'll be playing some beautiful ambient vibrations which will further attune you vibrationally to the frequencies of this new moon. So wherever you've come from, maybe you're lying down. I know one viewer mentioned he's going to be lying down with his partner in a mat. But wherever you are, let's just take a moment to center ourselves, to cross the threshold into this YouTube live ceremony. So take a moment to connect to your life-giving breath, maybe placing a hand over your heart. Let's all just take a nice deep breath into our being and release a nice clearing sigh. And just imagine with every sigh, you're just releasing any tension, any burdens that you may have picked up in your daily life today. Let's do that again, breathing nice and deep. And release. And take a moment to just close down the eyes. Center yourself into your holy heart, seeing your heart shining with the blessed light of your soul, which it is the temple for. That spark of source that eternally shines in each of our hearts, endowing us with soulfulness in our present incarnation. Connect to your heart and just feel that it is radiating the infinite waves of love that it's connected to the divine universe, and see that love, that light starting to shine into every aspect of your being, every cell, every atom, every quantum of your being, beginning to receive this love that is pouring through an endless flow from the heart. And I will sing a brief invocation just to bring us into the space. Beautiful. So feeling those sacred vibrations shimmering in your being. So, yes, indeed, glorious tidings to all of you. And the comments are open at any point if you want to share anything in the comment section. I have it open, so I'm keeping an eye on it. So welcome, new moon in Capricorn portal that we're going through. And this is a beautiful and potent one, taking us again into another chapter in the year 2026. And if you get my newsletter, The Druid, and you can always shoot me an email or message me privately to get on that. I send out my newsletter, The Druid, every new and full moon with wisdom channelings, and also just keeping in the loop of all that I'm sharing in my ambient sound vibrations. I've been sharing a lot here on YouTube, as well as my tours. For the moment, I'm in Costa Rica, and I'll be here probably until April or May, and then I'll start gallivanting around the world as I usually do, back to Canada and then on to Europe. And we'll see what flows this year. I am feeling that I want to do some deeper touring. So if you ever want to bring me to your space, you can always shoot me a message as well. But here we are in the new moon in Capricorn, and it is a potent one to be sure. I've definitely been feeling it this year. It's been a very busy start to the year. I got to perform at a festival on New Year's down south, and then I went right into my Source Resonance Sound Healing Training Retreat. And while all that was going on, I always keep a pulse on the world events that are occurring. And of course, we are in the grand cycle of Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20 years or so. And this is the initiation of purification, really. Pluto is the lord of the underworld, and this is the deep transformations, the deepest transformations that we go through in the mythopoetic, astrological, vibrational initiation. And this is really to clear us out, to get us into full alignment with the burgeoning age of Aquarius, which we are in. But that being said, Pluto is intense, as my astrologer always tells me. Pluto is change or die energy. But in a sense, that is deep compassion from the universe, because it makes things very stark. It makes things very obvious for us to have a choice point. But when you look at the world right now, it seems to be swirling with a lot of chaos. And it can feel ungrounding if we absorb too much of it, which of course we do with our smartphones and our technology that has interfaced the world like never before, which is galvanizing the boon of unity consciousness, which the universal truth foundation, which the golden age requires. So that can be set. But with that, it means the nervous system of our unified consciousness is all the more sensitive. So we see events in real time. We see in 2025, we saw assassinations on video. We see a lot of very traumatizing events. And Capricorn helps us really see that we need balance. Kind of like Libra, but in the sense that Capricorn is the mythic sea goat, meaning it holds a balance of heaven, earthly energies as the goat slowly wanders to the highest mountaintops to gain that fullness of vision, to allow us to see the grand purpose of our lives and our world. But then it also goes and sinks all the way down and swims in the seas. The waters are always symbolic of the deep unconscious, that mystical, also collective consciousness realm, filled with symbology, where we can really start to understand the emotional, chemical flows of our life. So Capricorn brings this kind of playful, almost magicalness, because it is this mythic creature, the sea goat. And with that being said, it allows us as an earth sign to find grounding and to come into balance in the midst of all this chaos that we're seeing in the world. And there is a lot swirling around. We have, every day it seems like we're getting closer to the brink of some kind of world war scenario, whether it's the things that are happening in Iran and prayers to the people of Iran as they try and overthrow this government that's been oppressing them for so long. And so many governments all over the planet are starting to show their tyrannical teeth as we're starting to see the burgeoning techno-tyranny around us, which digital IDs. And then, of course, there's the whole very interesting initiation about AI, which, if you've been following my work, I write and share a lot about AI. I studied AI at university over 20 years ago. And AI is almost a return of Atlantean technology, Atlantean karma. And Rudolf Steiner did predict that in this age there would be a lot of Atlantean souls that would be reincarnated. In some ways, I see it as they are sort of going around the spiral again to see if we can actually cultivate the moral responsibility to handle the powers that humanity is unleashing and innovating themselves, and also in rapport with star beings, of course. So this is a big choice point for humanity. We really have to develop our ethics and our moral responsibility. And Capricorn is strong in those areas. It gives that kind of like sobering, direct truth. It brings a sense of responsibility to bring structure and order to our lives. So when we see all of this chaos swirling around in the world, we must maintain groundedness and balance and not get too ripped away in the distractions. So a good thing that we can start to do through this new moon portal in Capricorn is start to just make sure you have a very strong balance in your life with your tech usage and your realness in your life, your interactions with your relations, your community, the world, and more so than ever with nature, with Mother Gaia, with Mother Earth, because the real news that's going on the planet is our divine intelligence, our DI, is being galvanized immensely by Gaia as she comes into this very strong galactic alignment with the galactic center, long prophesized. We are living in very prophetic times of the awakening of humanity to our divinity, but also to the divinity of our whole universe and the world. We are remembering the sacredness of nature and Mother Earth. And if you spend time in nature, you know the panacea that happens there. Nature is perpetually, mostly, in a resting state of deep serenity and meditation, aside from, of course, storms and such that can happen. But for the majority of the time, nature is just in this beautiful chill zone of regeneration. And when we spend time in nature, our own field of energy starts to sympathetically resonate with nature, and we're entrained into those frequencies. And what's beautiful about that too is Mother Gaia's ancient name was the goddess Sophia, or Sophia, as I like to call her more from the Gnostic culture of things. And Sophia means wisdom. And it is said that she speaks wisdom through the oracle of our hearts. So oftentimes when we take a walk in nature in silence, or we sit and meditate in nature, we find ourselves connecting to a flow of what the Taoists call the guiding realm. And that wisdom is precious, and that wisdom is our divine reception of the goddess of wisdom. And we need her more than ever. Wisdom is truly our salvation, and the oracle of our hearts is our savior. And in these dizzying times that are just going to get more and more dizzy, because the AI revolution this year is going to definitely ramp up tremendously. And this is, of course, Aquarian as well. Aquarius does rule over technological innovation. And it's very important that as these technologies ramp up, that we balance them out with the natural technology of our being state more and more. And hold to the guidance in our hearts and know that we can trust that guidance, because things are going to get very, very strange. So just looking at the comments, and Danny says, yes, we must be in harmony with the diurnal as well as seasonal cycles. Absolutely. And good to see you, Jules. Yes, the seasonal cycles are very, very important. I was just actually speaking to a friend today and complaining a bit, because since I moved down to Costa Rica in 2020, I found myself a bit of a fish out of water. Because in the north, where I hail from in Canada, I followed the Celtic Wheel of the Year with the 4 seasons and then the 4 mid-season festivals, which gives you 8 nodal points throughout the year to connect to Gaia in revelry and meaning. And I really encourage people, especially if you do live in northern latitudes and you get those 4 seasons, to research the Celtic Wheel of the Year. This was a genius cultural technology left over by our ancestors to really help us stay connected with the rhythms of Gaia. But these seasonal nodes also churn our mythic consciousness They all have such profound depth of meaning. They help us map out our rituals, our revelry. So it's very profound. And of course, we just passed through the winter solstice, which is my favorite of all the nodal points of the wheel of the year, because that is the rebirth of the light. And we're now in that process in the north where the light is growing and growing in its strength, which is very, very profound. But yes, back to Capricorn. So we have to really make sure that we stay in balance. But the other beauty that Capricorn gives us is it gives us that higher vision. As I said, the goat ambles to the top of the mountain so that we can have that high vision about our lives. So one of the most crucial and powerful questions that we should be asking ourselves in this time is, what do I serve? What do I serve? This question is very profound on many counts. For one, it helps us to get a sense of our mission. And that's important in life because human beings, we are all built, we are all born with a dharma. And the karma that we work out, the ancestral karma that we work out from past lives, is what helps us to free the energy and learn the lessons so that we can become more clear of the path of truth and become more enthusiastic about following that mission. But the other thing that happens when we ask this question very deeply of ourselves, what do I serve, is it points to a transpersonal purpose. And this is very important because in the current day and age that we live in, coming out of a very secular, materialistic, capitalist society that has lost connection with mysticisms and spirituality, there is a huge focus on self-serving purpose, on our own lives alone, on being selfish. And social media, I would say, can be used in very noble ways, but there is a huge addictive pull to making it about self-aggrandizement and actually just amplifying spiritual grandiosity, where we find ourselves in the Vanity Fair of Instagram. I know I've had many foibles in that. It's a constant learning experience. We've all been given this media broadcasting station in a way, as I am doing right here and right now. And we don't want to get too caught up in that because we can get too pulled into that self-serving purpose. So we want to ask ourselves, how are we serving the world at large with our gifts? So that question, what do I serve, can open up a whole strata of different inquiries. And I really encourage you in the next couple of days to spend some time alone, make time for timelessness, as I like to say. Connect to your holy heart, where you can be in oracle connection with the wisdom goddess, of course, Mother Earth. And just ask yourself what you serve. Maybe play some music and go on a little bit of a guided journey. Music is a great way to churn our unconscious as well and our emotions to bring forth visionary states. And just see what comes to heart. And you can tinker away, and maybe there's some changes you want to make to your mission as well. Another thing that's very potent about Capricorn is, in order to achieve that mission, it brings a bit of nuance of the warrior online. And one of the great qualities of the noble warrior is a warrior is disciplined. And this word tends to trigger people a little. And what really helped me when I was studying the warrior archetype in the men's work that I do is when you look at the etymology of the word discipline, it actually beautifully means to be a disciple of. So again, to be a disciple of is servitude to something higher, a higher mission. And the sovereign within us, the king or the queen, requires a warrior that is serving it. And the king and the queen within us gathers that vision, that Capricorn on the mountaintop vision, and that it inspires the warrior to passionately follow it. So another good inquiry during this new moon portal in Capricorn is to just look into your disciplines in life. Are there some tinkerings you need to make to your daily routine? And contextualizing, one thing that I learned from the Colombian Gnostic Samuel Ovar, he had this beautiful teaching where he talked about seeing every day as an opportunity to build your life, and seeing daily life as the perfect psycho-spiritual gymnasium to evolve yourself. So when you look at all of the mundane tasks in your day, even washing the dishes is an opportunity to be present. So when we bring that every day, and this is something we can galvanize in our morning practice in the morning, if you meditate or you pray in the morning, even say to yourself, here is another day where I get to get closer to my divine potential, where I get to serve in greater ability my purpose. And even asking that question every day, how can I be of better service today, is a very powerful way to motivate your day. So another thing that's been coming through with me when I was working on my Druid newsletter today on the new moon in Capricorn, and this is just a deeper cycle that I've been feeling in my own personal life, is that as we get further into this techno-phantasmagoria age with AI now taking more of our attention into technology, I am finding that I am going back more and more to basics, to simplifying my life and going back more and more to the basics of spirituality. And this is something that I've learned. You can take it for what it is. If you resonate, that's awesome. If not, you can toss it away. But for me, spirituality, the spiritual path, has an unavoidable quality to it. There is something about almost every universal spiritual religious tradition that really validates and amplifies this idea of renunciation, this idea of remembering that we can be in the world, but we are not solely of the world. We are a soul and a body, and that balance is very important to strike. So what I've found myself doing a lot more in the last few months is meditating more every day and being present. Another basic building block of all spirituality is to be in your presence practice, treating every single moment as an opportunity to win back more of your attention from the distractions of the world. One of the great canonical texts on this is, of course, Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now, and he really lays out this mastery of consciousness through being present, being in the power of the now, because when we're in the now, more of our energy is available to us, to whatever situation is before us. And we must treat every opportunity to strengthen that presence. So even waiting in the line at the grocery store, we can practice being present and anchoring ourselves in the energetic field of our body, which is the anchor point that takes us into the present moment. And in this way, everything is yoga. Yoga means to yoke, to connect, to weave with every experience of your life. And truly, the highest form of yoga is to practice at all times that connection. Of course, this is very challenging in this age of technology because there are so many distractions happening. But more than ever, we need to galvanize this, especially as things get weirder and stranger with AI. We have to remember the stoicism of spending time within, because that's where truth is, that's where the divine is, within our hearts. And the more time we spend there, the more authentic we become, and the more we better serve the world and our purpose. Yes, thank you, Danny. I love your comments. Remembrance of our capacity of being and becoming, the observer, one with Creator within, awakening. Yes, the omni-being potential. Absolutely. So when we become present, we are also phasing into oneness with our consciousness in a deeper way. And that's why when people are more present, that oracling guiding realm, which we can turn up the volume of connection with in meditation, it travels with us everywhere. We can pervasively have connection to this wisdom. And you will see it in your daily life when you're driving or you're listening deeply and interacting in a conversation with a friend. If you keep returning to yourself in presence, as Samuel Avar says, keep what he calls reflecting back to yourself throughout your day, just coming back, feeling your feet, as the Taoists say, like really put your mind in your feet, be grounded in the body. You'll find all these beautiful revelations, the right thing to say at the right moment. In fact, the virtue of the heart in Taoist Chinese medicine is propriety, which means the perfect timing to do or say something. So when we are in connection with the heart in the present moment, we phase into this incredible, brilliant grace in our lives where we always know the right thing to do. It's very profound, but it takes discipline, especially in this age of technology that is ripping our attention span into so many different directions. So it's a potent new moon, absolutely, for sure. So with all that being said, I think it's time to take things into the sacred sounds. So just constellating all of those revelations and insights, and we're going to go into some sound now. I'm going to be using this beautiful new Ableton sound journey template called Ascension Portals that was made by a friend of mine called Shupi Tupi, a beautiful Austrian sound engineer. So I'm really excited. This is a bit of a historic occasion for me because this is the first time I'll be using these vibrations. They're very deep frequencies. So if you have the means to have headphones on, but if you're coming through computer speakers or Bluetooth, that's awesome as well. So if you need time to make yourself comfortable to receive, I give you that time now. I'm going to start bringing in some of these beautiful ambient vibrations very slowly. I encourage you now just to find a beautiful space, whether you're seated or lying down. And slowly begin to close your eyes and bring yourself into a deep connection with your breath. And once again, let's breathe nice and deep into our blessed being, into our bodies, and release a nice clearing sigh. Again, a nice deep breath in and releasing a nice clearing sigh. And I invite you to take this intention into your breathing. Imagine that Mother Earth is breathing you. That the air element itself is actually the breath of Gaia. And with every breath in and out, you are being woven into the world soul of Mama Gaia, her anima mundi as it's called. We can imagine that surrounding us, the ethers, the air element, is beginning to become radiant with the light of Mother Gaia's soul. And begin to see this loving light of Gaia beginning to wash over the boundary and the shores of your skin, flowing into you, filling you with the light of her love and wisdom. Feeling now a connection to the center of your chest, to your holy heart, that you can imagine is beginning to shine with the light of your soul. And I invite you to stay connected to the light of your heart as long as you wish, and to open yourself to receive visions. As we salute and honor Grandmother Moon high above, bringing us into this new cycle, this new portal. Start to consider what intentions you have for this new cycle. New notions, new patterns that you want to bring into your life, perhaps those new disciplines. Begin to slowly imagine those intentions coming into fulfillment, coming into grand success with all the numinous support that you need from life, from circumstance, from destiny. Let us open the sails of our souls and our hearts, receiving the vibrations as we go on this blessed journey together.
Soğumaya
auspicious energies of this new moon, Grandmother Moon's presence, streaming, flowing her wisdom into your holy heart. Feeling woven with the light of Gaia. Coming back again to those intentions, seeing them in fulfillment in your heart as if they have already been fulfilled. Filling your heart here with beautiful gratitude for any wisdom you have received, for any insights and revelations. Feeling that light in your heart, the light of your soul, shining beautiful and bright. Gently coming back to your body, to this space, perhaps wiggling fingers and toes as you gently call yourself back to this dimension if you've been soul sailing. Taking a nice deep breath into your heart, filling it with gratitude, and a sighing release. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight in this new moon portal for this sound journey for the cosmic wisdom. I hope some of it touched you deeply, was inspiring for you. And I wish you so much love as we start this beautiful new cycle in Capricorn. So many blessings on you and all your loved ones. And I will see you next time. We'll keep doing these new moon sound journeys online. And I also wanted to take a moment just to share, as we're coming back to this tender space, that I just released a beautiful new song poem that I feel really strikes a chord with the zeitgeist of our time, of finding a wild connection to love in the midst of all the tumult and the chaos in the world. It's called "Oh Love, You Dazzling Mage." Mage is an archaic word for magician. And you can find the lyric video on the page on my YouTube channel. And you can also listen to it on all streaming platforms now. I really encourage you to watch the lyric video, though. It's very deep and very beautiful, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And of course, if you haven't got my book, Love's Revolution, it is available on Amazon. And if you want to dive deeper into sound healing with me, go to Source Resonance Academy and you can find my sound medicine course there that was filmed in the beautiful Highlands of Scotland. And lastly, next month in February, I will be releasing my new album, The Awakening of Gaia, which will have 5 ambient pieces to connect you deeper to Mother Earth. I've already released 3 of them on my YouTube channel. You can listen to them there. And I'll be releasing the new one later this week, Anima Mundi, which is a deep lullaby to the world soul of Mother Earth. So be on the lookout. That'll be coming officially in February. It'll be called The Awakening of Gaia. Thank you so much. And the comment section is still open if there's any closing words. But thank you for joining me. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Jules. Thank you all who connected here. And this will be live now on my YouTube channel if you want to share it with anyone in your life, any beloveds. It will be there. So thanks again for being with me. And I wish you all the love. And as I like to say, may the source be with you. Blessings to you all on this beautiful new moon.